Hey guys, welcome to another look at Star Wars Legends. Last time we looked at the final installment in the Thrawn trilogy, The Last Command, and today we're going to be looking at the standalone novel, The Truce at Bakura. The Truce at Bakura was released in 1993 and was written by Kathy Tyers and follows directly after the events of Return of the Jedi. As soon as Death Star 2 has been destroyed and the Emperor destroyed as well, the Rebel Alliance has congregated together and has heard a plea for help from the planet Bakura, which is under the Empire's jurisdiction. However, they are pleading for help as they are under attack by an alien force, and so the Rebel Alliance, our heroes, Luke, Han, and Leia, must journey to Bakura and have a truce with the Empire as they face off against this mysterious threat. Now that I have really gotten into the Star Wars Legends proper, I was really looking forward to this book and wondering how I would think about it, especially after reading just the great trilogy that Timothy Zahn created. And I was wondering how it would be different listening to a different author's voice. And overall, I was pretty disappointed with The Truce at Bakura, and I hate saying it, but I found this book kind of boring and kind of bland, but there are some little nuggets here and there that I really did enjoy. I think what turned me off most about this book was the writing, and it could be me just missing Timothy Zahn's voice, but I just don't think Kathy Tyers' writing is as strong as Timothy Zahn's. It's definitely not as engaging. There were moments throughout this book where I was left a little confused as to what in the world was going on. There was just moments where things being described just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And that happened very early on, such as this moment between Luke and Wedge as Luke is trying to help Wedge, and I had no idea what was really going on in that moment. And also, I guess I'll be talking about my negatives first, but one thing I just couldn't get behind in this book was the threat. There are these aliens that are attacking Bakura, and it's just kind of goofy, and it just doesn't feel like the next natural step in continuing what happened after Return of the Jedi. Bakura is under attack by these reptilian monsters that kind of look like velociraptors, and they're kind of, yeah, I mean, they're fighting giant dinosaurs, and I just couldn't buy it. It was kind of laughable thinking about it. It was really, really weird and just didn't feel like a story that needed to be told in Star Wars. But here we have it, and overall, it's fine for the most part. The book's fine. I have problems with the writing, as I've mentioned, and I have problems with the enemy that they're facing, but there's other things that I think are missed opportunities here, or they just don't delve into it as much as I think they should have. I really think it is a great idea that the rebels and the Empire have to have a truce with each other to fight a new threat. I mean, it sucks that the threat just really isn't that threatening, and I just don't think they do enough with it. I think it is a great idea, but just not utilized to its full potential here. The one thing that Kathy Tyers does a great job with, though, are the characterizations and writing these beloved characters. They feel like the characters from the movies, and it feels like a natural continuation of those characters right after the events of Return of the Jedi. I think Leia has the most to deal with because she now knows that Darth Vader was her father, and that's a big struggle for her throughout this book because Darth Vader was the bad guy. Darth Vader was the villain, and he helped in basically making her entire planet just disappear in the blink of an eye. And she discusses that, you know, her real father, Bail Organa, that was her real father, not Darth Vader. And her struggle with that is really intriguing, and I really like that. And there is this fantastic moment in this book where Anakin appears to Leia as a Force ghost, trying to get her to forgive him, and she just doesn't. She can't at this moment. And it was definitely the best part of this book, and it really made me feel something that I really wasn't expecting, and I'm glad that that was in there. When there were moments like that, the book really, really did work for me. I also like little minor stuff, like the fact that Luke has to deal with the fact that, you know, he was electrocuted by the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, so, like, he is dealing with that, with being electrocuted, and, like, he's seeing double of stuff, and, like, he needs to, you know, rest and sit down. And I really liked that stuff because it took something that, you know, could have just been forgotten, but kind of expanded on it. And I did like stuff like that. Other stuff I just didn't like was there's supposed to be this sort of romance blooming, sort of, between Luke and this woman from Bakura, and again, I just didn't buy it. It just wasn't set up very well. It didn't work out in the end. There's also this young character who's force sensitive that is basically being taken care of by the villains of the story. And Luke eventually tries to get him to train with him near the end, and I didn't care about this character. I didn't really care about any of the new characters in this. I just found this story rather basic, rather bland, and bare bones at times. It just wasn't engaging to me. The writing was perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just didn't give me a reason to continue just plowing through this book. I struggled to get through this book, and it's not a bad book. I mean, if there's people that love this book, I'm so glad that they do, but I just couldn't get into it. I found it rather weak, and especially after the expertly done Thrawn trilogy. I was hoping for something up on that level at least, and I didn't get it. So anyway, guys, with all that said, I'm going to give The Truce at Bakura a 6 out of 10. I had planned on giving this a 7, but just after thinking about it and talking about it here, I couldn't see me giving this anything higher than a 6. It was so forgettable and bland at times that it's going to be something that I'm not going to remember. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching this review. Next time, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, but next time, in terms of Star Wars Legends reviews, we're going to be looking at, I think, the first installment in the Jedi Academy trilogy, Jedi Search. So look forward to that coming whenever I get to it. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review.